This video has massive spoilers for anyone that's been up to date with Doctor Who these past few years, so if you don't want the latest episode ruined for you, turn away right now and then come back here. This is by far the most British focused video I've done yet, so enjoy. In the latest episode, The Power of the Doctor, the 13th Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, regenerated. And not only did she regenerate, but we briefly saw the return of David Tenant, who has been confirmed as the 14th Doctor, officially making him the first actor to portray the role in 2 different iterations. Furthermore, it marks the last episode to be overseen by Chris Chibnall, who is handing over the reins as showrunner back to Russel T. Davies, who of course was the man responsible for the show's revival back in 2005. It's like BBC have finally realised that the show has been off the rails for years now and decided to do a little bit of time travelling of their own and go back to a time when Doctor Who was really firing on all cylinders. Because ever since the departure of Russel T. Davies back in 2010, the series has been on a gradual decline in both quality and viewership. I was never a fan of Stephen Moffat as the showrunner. His season storylines continue to get too grand and ridiculous for my liking. He had some fetish for adding 100 years to the Doctor's age every episode, and I really disliked the fixation his era had in naming so many episodes after the Doctor. You've got the Doctor's wife, the Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe, the name of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, the time of the Doctor Falls. It was honestly exhausting by the time Peter Capaldi's Doctor finally regenerated, and I think for a lot of fans, the next era of Doctor Who was the straw that broke the camel's back. After years of decline, rather than step back, reassess how the fans are feeling and try to figure out how to improve the show, the BBC went in an entirely different direction. So my controversial opinion, which I don't think should be a controversial opinion, is that the Doctor should never have become a woman. And given that series 12 and 13 recorded the lowest average audiences since 2005, with series 11 getting a huge boost due to its premiere, but then lost 5 million viewers by the end of that season, it feels like I'm not alone here. Look, we all know why it was done. Diversity has been in for a good while now. Let me be clear here, diversity in media is a good thing. However, the mantra should be diversity of content, not diversity in content. What I mean by that is, instead of gender swapping a character that has been male since the 1960s, why not do the unthinkable and create a show for an original female Time Lord? Every show and film these days has its own universe, and we've seen other Who shows do well, such as Torchwood. The likes of Jodie Whittaker and Jo Martin are incredibly talented actresses. I find it offensive that people don't think they could have been given a new character to work with and create a brand new legacy there. And it's not like it's a brand new concept either. The original series had female Time Lords such as Romana and Narani. For new fans, we've seen Jenny and River's Song. There's no reason why we can't have a show focused on a female Time Lord. Gender swapping the Doctor felt like cheap diversity points that required minimal effort and zero risks. It made no sense to establish something like this in Who's lore. It didn't make the character more interesting. All it achieved was a split between the fan base. To give women proper representation in leading roles within the Doctor Who universe, it would require the BBC and its writers to take actual risks rather than just playing it safe and tagging women to a universally established male character. Before I continue any further, comment down below and pitch your idea for an original female Time Lord show, because clearly the BBC needs some ideas, so let's help them out. Anyways, now that I got that all off my chest as to why I haven't bothered with Doctor Who for a good while, at the ending of Power of the Doctor, again with these episode names, we saw the return of David Tenant. The actor is set to appear in 3 specials throughout 2023, with the end of year episodes set to introduce the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, who will also be appearing alongside Tenant in these specials. Personally, I think this is an absolute masterstroke on Russel T. Davies' part. The last episode he oversaw, The End of Time Part 2, drew in an audience of around 12.2 million viewers. Viewership for The Power of the Doctor is yet to be confirmed, but the episode before that, Legend of Sea Devils, pulled in just 3.4 million viewers. That's just over 70% of the audience gone in the last 12 years. That's a pretty big uphill climb for Davies to make, and so bringing back David Tennant whilst also setting up the eventual takeover of Gatwa is the perfect way, in my opinion, to bring about this new era of Doctor Who. I personally hope the transition from the 14th to the 15th Doctor is done in a soft rebooty sort of way. The series is currently dragging a lot of luggage from the past few years now. Davies successfully revitalised the series back in 2005 after its long absence from the air. A brand new era of Doctor Who has been needed for a good while now, and I think the foundation foundation being built is coming along nicely. Comment down below your thoughts on Doctor Who. Are you excited for what Doctor Who has in store next year? See you on the next video. Peace.